The Missing Witches podcast follows the wheel of the year, with true histories of real witches in the autumn and meditations on kinship with the more than human world in the spring.
Stay with us in the off season for the Missing Witches prescription, plus interviews and Sabbath specials all year round.
Join us as we change with the seasons, but always return to our roots.
And if you want to support the Missing Witches Project, join the coven. Find out all about it at missingwitches.com.
Spirit is rising, she's rising, she's rising. The spirit is rising, it's rising, it's rising. The spirit is rising, they're rising, they're rising. The spirit is rising, we're rising, we're rising.
I think this episode might need a trigger warning. I'm going to do a generalized cancer trigger warning just in case. I don't know if that's something you're supposed to do, but I feel like that might be something. I'm going to slap that at the top.
Okay, so this is not part of the episode.
Yeah, it is.
I mean what you just said.
Yeah, like... what I just said was the trigger warning.
Oh, okay. So here we are, everybody.
That was it.
Trigger warning, it's cancer.
It's cancer. Trigger warning, it's cancer is the name of this episode. Hi Amy.
Hi Risa.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep this episode relatively short. We'll try, and you'll hear that my brain is a little bit fuzzy. For those of you who've been listening to the podcast, you've heard maybe tests and tired, and I was not expecting it, but I have stage 3 breast cancer. I just found out, and I guess I found out a week and a half ago now or something like that. And so we dropped the RX last week and just trying to figure out what we're going to do next and what's going to happen. So my brain has been largely taken up with like so many a barrage of tests and scheduling surgery and wrapping my head around what the fuck that even is. Prescriptions take on a whole new light when you're trying to figure out what the fuck chemo is. Did you know that there are kinds of chemo that were derived from a yew tree and kinds of chemo that were derived from anthrax? And like,
no, I did not.
These are things I'm learning. Did you know that the cancer I have moves through your body like dandelion clocks? It's like being blown through your system. It's kind of beautiful in a terrifying way.
Yes, we've heard dandelion metaphor and spiderweb metaphor, which are like metaphors that we've been using throughout the course of this whole Missing Witches project to describe certain things we never thought.
Never thought.
That it would come to this.
No, but... I wrote about lymph nodes in New Moon Magic, and that's how they found this cancer. The biopsy in the breast node was taken from the wrong spot, so it came back negative for cancer. And it was only because the doctor who was doing the ultrasound was being very, 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 very meticulous that he found something tiny in a lymph node and was like, I think we should test this too, just to keep an eye on it. That's the reason they found this very advanced, aggressive cancer. If he hadn't done that, they both would have come back negative and we wouldn't have known it was there. Like the lymph node was this little sentinel message, so we caught it because of this thing that I've written about. The word comes from lymph, it's the spirit that comes from a word for water spirits. I don't know what any of it means. And listen, this is all I really want to say on this podcast today. And then I want any song prescriptions Amy has. This is kind of a fucked up one, guys. We love you so much. We just want you to be with us in this. But I want to say this. There's a thing that happens where, and I think it happens in all different kinds of life, but it happens with this diagnosis where like part of your brain just kind of constantly spirals into like, what did I do wrong? Where did it come from? Was it the deodorant? Was it that weird fungus smell I got that one time in the woods? Like you really just spiral. Was it living near an airport? Did I take too many transatlantic flights? I mean, your brain just constantly goes. And then you can also start looking for like, did I miss signs? Did I do bad magic? And we can really like conspiracy theory turn to our lives and use magical thinking in a really detrimental way, a way that's like really unhealthy for finding like conjuring joy or strength. It's like that way of using magic or craft or any kind of new age tool that makes you think like, you know, feel somehow disempowered or like out of your own power. And I just want to like loudly reiterate, and I think I'm paraphrasing one of our coven mates, Julian. They were in a coven course where we kind of all teach each other about astrology, and they said something to the effect of, I'm not here for any tools that disempower me. So if I look at astrology and they were putting it in the context of some OCD that's been a result of some brain trauma, but they were saying, you know, if I look at astrology and I begin to feel, oh, I can't do this on this day because Gemini's in the wrong place. I can't seek out like the help I need until a month from now because that's when the moon will be right. That's like deeply disempowering. And so they're going to reject any tool like that. That's not useful. And I really want to amplify that because that message has been really powerful for me. And I hope that it's something that other people can use too. If you start to feel like your way of practicing magic or your interest in witchcraft is making you more anxious, is making you feel less powerful, less like rooted in your strength, then do away with that way of practicing. That's that's not what we're going to do. That's not what I'm going to do while I do the cancer dance, as I'm saying, instead of fight cancer. But I'm here for the rituals that like ground me in my power and make me feel surrounded by ancestors and spirits. And then I feel like I can do it, and I do my own fucking transfer request and find a fax number on the internet and send it with an app and get myself into the best fucking breast cancer hospital in the province. That felt like it was me, and it felt like it came from deep inside of me, that I called up a strength to do it. And that feels like the kind of magic that I want to write about and amplify and surround myself in. And I want to reject things that make us feel disempowered and more anxious. That's like we're here for things that give us our will. That's what witchcraft fucking is. That's the prescription for me right now. And I hope it's useful to you too.
Yes. And it really is like we start with the mundane, we start with the practical, and then we infuse our magic into those things. Risa may be holding crystals, but she's also going to have surgery and chemo. So while we welcome crystals and magic, we also going to trust science because that's what we do. We love science. We're science-loving witches. And I also want to say that, you know, this project, this whole Missing Witches project that Risa and I have been doing for like 5-6 years now, it started because of witchcraft, but it also started because of anti-capitalism. And we have never been looking to just recreate those systems that have oppressed us in this project. So if there's not an episode, if there is, if we miss a week, if we miss something, like sorry about it, but no, we're not going to pressure Risa into taking on a pile of work. Like the pile of work that she's doing right now is treatment and recovery. And without sounding bitchy, like if you don't get that, if you're pissed off that you missed a 20-minute podcast episode because our fucking dear friend has cancer, then like you're just going to have to eat that anger because we're not taking it. We're not taking it on. And to that end, I brought you a song, Risa. And it's a song that was actually written by Bob Dylan, but first recorded by the Byrds. And everybody who knows me loves I Love Birds and the Byrds with a Y. I've brought them before. The song is called Nothing Was Delivered. And on the surface, it's like about like the drug dealer got paid and never brought us the drugs and nothing was delivered. Some people think it's about God or politicians. I think it's like a song about the drugs never came. And it's funny because this is a song from Sweetheart of the Rodeo, which is like a country album that the Byrds put out. And this, much like Cowboy Carter, resulted in like resistance and hostility from the conservative Nashville crowd who were like, these hippies aren't allowed to make country music. What do they think they're doing? Which, again, is fucking hilarious and ridiculous. But here's my point, y'all. I'm always trying to get to a point, and now I have arrived. The chorus of this song is, nothing is better. Nothing is best. And again, if we're thinking about drugs, they're probably like, maybe it's best that the cocaine didn't arrive today. You know, maybe it's better for our bodies, right? Like maybe that's for the best. But in terms of the shit you gotta do, nothing is better. Nothing is best. And then they sing, take care of your health and get plenty of rest. So Risa, Coven, if you've got a to-do list that is interfering with your health, then nothing is better. Nothing on that to-do list is best.
Nothing is better. Nothing is best. Take care of your health and get plenty of rest.
All you need to do is take care of your health and get plenty of rest. And we know that you're wishing that for Risa. We know that you're going to do spells for her. We hope that you'll send them to us. And I know you're going to be okay, Risa. Like, you know, my grandma was psychic and I have a little bit of that intuitive power. And although I'm like terrified for you and super worried about you, what I'm terrified and worried about is like how hard the treatment process is going to be. Like, you're going to be okay. But the road to okay is going to be so full of shit. So again, we know Risa's going to be okay. We have that like faith in our hearts, in our minds, in science and in magic that this is going to be okay. But we need your patience, Coven. We need your understanding. We need your love. And we're going to need it all summer. So thanks, I guess.
Yeah, thanks in advance, guys. We're not going to disappear. Amy's just been the typical glorious, magical powerhouse that is Amy. And so we had some episodes, some special things that we were really excited to do that were scheduled. So those will still happen. And we're going to continue to meet whenever I can for the RX. Just, it really gives me a lot of comfort, a lot of strength to be here with Amy and imagine you guys. So I'm going to keep you posted on what this is like. And I feel like, especially at night when I'm exhausted and then I can't sleep because I'm really scared, I really feel the web. Like I really do. I reach for it. So thank you for those in the Coven who found out last week. And I've really felt that. Like I imagine a glowing, sparkly golden web, and I imagine it holding my family and my kid and me. And so I really appreciate that and know that like we're sending that love to all of you too. Everybody's got shit, and we are gonna transmute the fuck out of it this summer.
It's hot girl summer.
It's hot girl summer. It's hot chemo summer.
And yeah, like Risa said, we're going to do, oh, there's my dog. We're going to do our best. And that's all we can do. We're a 2-woman show. And one of our women is fucking exhausted. Who was it that said that quote? All the women in me are tired. I'll try to find the poet who said that. All the women in me are tired. And we're feeling that right now. So yeah, stay with us. Be with us. We're not giving up. We're not stopping. We're not disappearing. But, you know, there may be times when, you know, we miss a week.
We might skip an episode or two. We often take August off anyway for the RX. If you're new here and, you know, you didn't know that, heads up, please find yourself a way to get other medicines in the month of August. There's often, you know, I really hope we do a Missing Witches season in the fall. We've picked our people and I've started to read and like I'm excited to write. Did you know that Barbara Ehrenreich, who co-wrote Nurses,
which is midwife witches, midwives, and nurses.
Yeah, she wrote a book called Cancerland, I think. And I mean, she's such a fascinating, like, political scientist. So that's one of the people I'm thinking about a lot. I'm getting tired, so my brain is going in 17 directions. I won't start pulling all the threads, but please stay with us. We're going to continue to tell you stories and tell you this story. And we have some really, really beautiful merch that we're going to launch really soon. And we were working on it before, so this is the, like, there's cancer in merch update. It's really fucked up, but we'll tell you guys more about the beautiful things. And yeah, thanks for being with us. I love you guys so much.
Take care of your health and get plenty of rest. And blessed fucking be.
And blessed fucking be.
World's drifting through me, and my life is all to me. I love myself and all me. I love myself and all of me, all of me. I love myself and all of me. Love myself and all of me. I love myself and all of me.
The Missing Witches podcast follows the wheel of the year, with true histories of real witches in the autumn and meditations on kinship with the more than human world in the spring.
Stay with us in the off season for the Missing Witches prescription, plus interviews and Sabbath specials all year round.
Join us as we change with the seasons, but always return to our roots.
And if you want to support the Missing Witches project, join the coven. Find out all about it at missingwitches.com.